Hello everyone, this is Hadrian. Thanks for watching. Let's play some more of our tutorial in Civilization 5. So we're going to skip to the next turn, or are we? Because this worker just arrived in Antium. I need to give him something to do. Should I go ahead and send a worker up to Neapolis? Is it worth the risk? I'll send them up there and see what happens. We need to start building a road between Rome and Neapolis, so maybe that's what I'll do. I'll start the road and see how far they can get before they get kidnapped. Okay. This is tempting. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'll exchange embassies with Maria. She's going to give me 6 gold per turn, which is nice. And I will give her one of my truffles resources. And, you know, I've got plenty of truffles right now. So I can afford to give them up. If you give up all of your special resources, I'll show you where to get to those in just a second. You actually will lose the happiness benefits if you've given all of them up in trade. You get 1 truffle, basically 1 special resource per tile that you've improved. So when you go up here to the same selector where you can pull up the research info and go down to resource list, notice we have 3 truffles, 1 being exported. Okay, so we actually have 4 truffles. So what that means is it's a total here. We normally would have 4, but this number's been reduced to 3 because of the 1 export. Okay, so this legion is fully healed. Let's see, it looks like we can... Let me go ahead and move this worker there. And I'm going to start the Route 2 mode. Also, I'll show you something really cool that legions can do in just a second. But first, Neapolis can attack an enemy, so we're going to go ahead and see if we can take out that ship. Alright, so the barbarian ship is gone. Very good. Notice that legions have the handy ability to build roads. So I'm going to go ahead and have them start doing that from up here. So the legions can, of course, defend themselves. You don't have to worry about legions getting kidnapped when they're building roads. One of the very handy abilities that Roman legions have. Terracotta army has been built in a faraway land. Vatican City calls for faith. So basically what that means is that whoever produces the most faith, looks like over a period of 30 turns, will get a relationship bonus with Vatican City. And I'm going to start building a farm here on this wheat field, as promised. Okay. We'll build a farm there too. Why not? Oh, there's some truffles I haven't improved yet. Need to work on that. But first we need to let these guys build the road. Enemy's been spotted near Antium. We'll go ahead and build a farm there while we're waiting for these workers to go by. 3 more turns, they'll be done with that tile, and I think they'll probably go this way and then that way. That's my hunch. But that's just a guess. I have no reason to think they're going one way or another. Route 2 canceled. Oh, because they do want to go that way. Well, crap. We now have to wait for them to finish. Let's build a farm there. Just trying to surround Rome with food buildings. We're 2 turns away from getting our free policy in the Oracle, so that's very handy. Well, I might as well improve those truffles since we can't build anything with the road right now. We have to wait for that farm to complete its construction before we can move on with that plan. The world's busiest people. So Askia is actually more productive than me. He's got more production going on. We will probably catch up to him in the coming turns, just because as we continue to build cities, that number will expand. All right, so we're going to build a camp on top of those truffles, make up for the truffles that we're exporting to Maria. Maria has entered the medieval era, so they're ahead of us. There we go. Free social policy with the Oracle. What can we do? So we have a number of really good options here. What I think I want to go ahead and do, because I'm so focused on culture, and I'm still going to stay focused on culture, is we're going to go with representation. Each city you found will increase the culture cost of policies by 33% less than normal. Also starts a golden age. So watch what happens here. Our gold's going to go up, and our culture per turn is going to go up. Very nice. And we have 10 turns in our golden age. So it just jumped us straight to our golden age for the first time. which is giving us that production bonus. It's giving us a culture bonus, and of course, as I mentioned, the income bonus. So let's go ahead and build a Colosseum in Rome, because Antium is already a little bit ahead of Rome, in fact. So you'll recall that I mentioned in the early series, Casimir still wants to know where I am. No. Yeah, I mentioned in the early series that it's very easy to play catch-up in Civ, which is what we're doing now. Right now, Morea is ahead of us. They will not be ahead of us for the entirety of the game. There's different ways to play if you want to be ahead early on, but there are disadvantages to really fighting hard to be ahead early on. There are certain... You don't have as much infrastructure built up as you might be able to otherwise. So it's a lot of kind of balancing what your different options are that has to be taken into account. All right. So Neapolis can build wonders, but we're not going to do that just yet. I'm going to go ahead and build a library in Neapolis. We can also adopt a policy again because we just reached the marker naturally. See, the amount of culture we needed for the next policy came down dramatically as a result of the fact that we instituted this policy. So I have some different options here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fill out the Liberty Tree. This will give me +1 happiness for each city I own that's connected to the capital, which will be a nice bonus, and -5% unhappiness from citizens in non-occupied cities, which applies to every single one of my cities right now. So just a nice happiness boost. Plus, because we are adopting all of the policies in the Liberty Tree, we're going to get a free great person of our choice. So this will be your first chance to see great people in the tutorial. So there's that. We're up to 5 happiness. It's very good. It's not as big of a boost as I was hoping for, but that boost will continue to help us as the series goes forward. Choose great person. So many options. All right, so great artists, they help produce happiness. So they will move you towards a golden age, or they can create a work of art that will help you culturally. Scientists, I mentioned earlier, will give you large amounts of technology so that you can jump ahead in tech. Merchants will help you actually purchase city-states if you don't want to conquer a city-state. It's really, really neat. Great engineers will help you construct buildings faster if you want to, say, if you're trying to beat another civilization to finishing a wonder, or if you just really, really want to finish a certain building, you can do that. Or they can build manufactories that will just give you insane amounts of production over one tile. It's just giant factories that give certain cities high production. Great generals give you military bonuses to any units that are nearby. Great prophets, which I'm tempted to go ahead and get a great prophet so that we can have our opening religion. Yeah, I want to go ahead and do that. Great admirals are similar to great generals, but for water units, great riders help produce huge amounts of culture and can also do works of writing, which is similar to works of art. They help you culturally. Great musicians, again, similar to great writers and great artists. But great musicians also have the ability to help you gain influence over other cultures that you have open borders treaties with. So that's a lot of information, I know, but I just wanted to kind of go through this list. We're going to go for the great prophet now because I want religion. So our great prophet is here in Rome. What's his name? Okay, this doesn't actually have a name. Sometimes they have names. But we will found a religion. And I like to, when I'm playing as Rome, select Tingrism, but just because of the icon, really, because it has the eagle. So we're going to change this to Latin paganism. We still have Sacred Path, that's +1 culture from jungle tiles. And now we have the option of adding 2 more beliefs, which every city following the religion, it's just going to start in Rome, then we have to spread it from there. But every city following the religion will get these beliefs. So, looks like some good options have already been taken, but church property is actually pretty good. +2 gold for each city following this religion. We'll take that. Then follower belief. Yeah, I'm going to go with feed the world. Shrines and temples provide +1 food in each city. It's just a great way to build buildings that you're going to build anyway. Shrines and temples we're going to have regardless, but they provide +1 food each. So +2 food for cities that have them both. So it's just a good way to ensure that your cities grow faster. And Rome actually needs to grow faster right now, so feed the world will help Rome in particular right now. So there we go. Religion founded. As Cape Town requested, you have successfully created a great prophet. Their scholars are in awe, and your influence over them has increased to 40. Influence over Cape Town has increased to the point where you are now their ally. Now check this out. Because we're the ally, their boost to us just got better. We're now getting +3 food in the capital instead of just +2, and we're getting +1 food in all of our cities. So this is why I'm not going to conquer city-states, because I like allying with them and having these bonuses. As long as you retain this status, they will grant your empire all of the future strategic and luxury resources they connect. Excellent. Meanwhile, our road is coming down from Neapolis here, slowly but surely. It's interesting. Normally you would see the Legion actually digging the road, but you can't. I guess it's glitched out somehow. Not quite sure how. All right, so this farm has been completed. We're going to order them to start building the road, and basically it looks like they're going to head straight up that way and then connect the road there. All right, so Kume needs production. We're going to go ahead and build this watermill in Kume, just because that'll help with production and food there. You guys have seen watermills several turns during the series. You know what they do. Yep, drama and poetry is next, because we're going to need the ability to build the amphitheater, which gives a nice culture bonus. Also, we can build the Writers Guild, which, as you can see, we get great writer points. I mentioned that certain buildings give you points in the same way that you have production or food, but towards the ability to generate great people. So the Writers Guild will definitely help with that. Obviously, the Parthenon has already been built, so we don't get anything there. We do get the ability to build a national epic, which I think as long as there's a monument in all cities, we get plus 25% great people generation in that particular city, and you get a slot for a great work of writing. So drama and poetry is a pretty good one to get. All right, this worker is done. Also, I'm going to go ahead and bring this unit back. Notice how nicely the borders are expanding here. We're starting to get just a solid border north of this area. I want to build more cities in this area so that we more fully control Africa before anyone comes down and tries to wreck our party, so to speak. But I'm just very focused on infrastructure right now because our happiness can't drop much farther. Thankfully, we're up at 13 happiness now, which I didn't actually see until just now. All right, so we're going to build a farm there. Three more turns and the Colosseum will be completed in Rome, so our happiness will go up a little bit more. Well, crap. All right, Aschia has completed Petra. So we will not be able to build Petra. We might have to go conquer him in order to get that, which I am not opposed to doing in the slightest. All right, let's go ahead and build a farm here on this flatland tile. Make the desert tile a bit more productive. Antium. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and build a... Yeah, I'm going to build a legion. We need to have a bit more of a military going on. Just so that the enemy AI is a bit more scared of us. And this worker has arrived here at this citrus. You might have noticed I passively sent them towards the citrus several turns back. So we're going to start constructing a plantation there to get the happiness bonus from citrus, finally. Neapolis is almost at 3 population. Oh, okay. A couple of things we can do here. First of all, I realized I have not been selecting production focus. Notice how much the production time on the watermill changes when I select production focus. Drops by 6 turns, all right? So there's that. Same with Antium. Doesn't really change anything there. So we'll keep Antium on the default focus, which is kind of a balanced focus. I'm going to fortify those bowmen in Rome, 1 turn away from the Colosseum being completed. Neapolis also, yep, can go on production focus, and they gain an extra turn from doing so. Now, something else I'm going to go ahead and purchase. I have 375 gold right now, thanks to our golden age. We've made a lot of money in the past couple of turns. I'm going to purchase a workboat, which normally would take, let's see, 7 turns to build. I'm gonna purchase it. And a workboat is like a worker for the water. It can build improvements. It doesn't quite work the same way, though, and I'll show you what I mean when the workboat is movable in the next turn. Okay, the first trade route that I completed with Cape Town has run its course, and now I can reestablish it or set up a new one. So I think since I'm making so much gold, I'm actually going to set up a trade route with Neapolis because I want Neapolis to grow faster. So it's now going to take just 5 turns instead of 10 to grow. Next turn. Okay, so Our road builders are making progress. Looks like the road is going to be... Okay, what's happening? Casimir really wants an embassy, but I'm going to deny him because I have a bad feeling he would try and come down and wreck our party, which I'm not in the mood for it. It's one of the most frustrating things ever. Okay, so here's our workboat. Notice the game is saying, I recommend you create fishing boats here. So let's do some fishing boats. And what does that do for us? Notice we now have 3 food and 2 gold coming in from this tile. Whales also provide +4 happiness. So we just got a nice happiness boost. We're up to 18 happiness now. So we have some buffer space for some new cities. I'm tempted to go ahead and build the Hanging Gardens in Rome. But it's not absolutely necessary, and I think we're already doing pretty well growth-wise for other reasons. So instead what I will build is the Mint, because there is silver. Actually, no. I'll build the market first, just to get the overall gold production, because we can build markets everywhere. So having the ability to build the market faster everywhere else will be a bit of a better benefit than the 1 mint helping with the 1 silver resource in Rome. But we will still build the mint, just later. So it's 425 AD. We're definitely moving fast. But notice that time is slowing down a bit. You know, it's not moving nearly as quickly as it did in the beginning when we started at 4000 BC. Again, that's one thing I wish was slightly different about Civ. I wouldn't mind it moving at the same pace throughout the eras so that you had a lot to do in each era of history. It would take a lot of tweaking, and there have been some mods that have tried to make it happen, which are really cool, but let's go ahead and buy this tile. Just 'cause I don't like having that hole in my territory. Not quite sure what to do with this worker. I'm going to send him up to Neapolis. Alright, and we're going to keep improving these citrus tiles for the additional income. We've gotten the happiness boost already. And now we're very close to having Neapolis connected to Rome, which is great news. Alright, we're going to build a farm on that tile as well. The improvements that you can make on each tile are tile-specific. You cannot build a mine, for instance, on just blank land. Okay, we finished drama and poetry. Excellent. See, I don't have the option of building a mine here. So it's recommending that I construct a farm, and a farm is pretty much my only good option. My Legion has finished production in Antium, which is great. So I'm actually going to go out and start hitting some of these barbarians with this Legion that I've just finished. In Antium, I also have the option of building a market, so I will do that, because we are 1 turn away from being finished with the market in Rome. We also can choose a new research topic. Let's go with engineering to keep us caught up with our research. One of the things that's frustrating about these city-states being here is I actually am very limited in my options. I can't put a city in Italy, for instance, because, again, you have to found cities at least 4 tiles away from other cities. So the only location where I can build a city in Europe would be 1, 2, 3, 4, like up here, in this area. So more in the Paris area, really. Not even really Paris. Paris is more kind of here. This is almost Germania. All right, so now let's go ahead and build a temple, because I want to work towards a second great prophet, which will arrive at 300 faith to bolster our religion, basically. All right, so we're now in range of this. All right, so we've built the second plantation. As I was saying, we're in range of this barbarian, and we're going to hit him hard with this legion. Looks like Neapolis, the city connection between Neapolis and Rome has been established, which is just awesome. Our golden age is about to end, sadly. Route 2 canceled, so this worker just made it all the way up and they have nothing else to do. So we'll move them up and build a mine on top of that hill in the next turn. We've met the city-state of Bratislava. How? We aren't exploring anywhere. Find on map. Okay, so we somehow uncovered Bratislava. I really have no idea how. Because that was the one I was saying, oh yeah, there's a city-state near Askia. Not quite sure what's going on. All right, Golden Age has ended. All right, so we're back down to 19 gold per turn. We're making somewhat less culture per turn now as well. All right. I'm going to go ahead and build a lighthouse. Oh, wait, no. I could build a great lighthouse. Huh. Yeah, I'm going to try and go for the great lighthouse in Neapolis. It's going to take 26 turns. It won't actually take that long because we're about to build a mine and the city is growing, so there will be more production happening. The lighthouse will give us a free lighthouse as well as some cultural bonuses and some military naval unit bonuses as far as how far they can move and how far they can see. So the Great Lighthouse would come in handy. Plus, we're not building it very far from where it originally existed. We're closer to where Carthage was. Carthage was like right here. Alexandria is right where Cape Town was. So the Great Lighthouse is pretty close to its original home in the real world. But for now, I will go ahead and cut this episode here because we've reached the 20-minute mark. As always, if you have any comments on the series, if you'd like me to cover a certain topic, feel free to let me know. Leave a comment just below or on one of the other videos as you see fit. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I upload new episodes in the Civilization 5 tutorial every day at noon Eastern Standard Time. That's GMT -5 for those of you not in the States. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next episode.